Good evening, everyone. T-Speaker 222XRP Future Millionaire Side by an Economic Future Digibud OG. It's 6:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. And I have some breaking pattern news. I believe we are waiting for Eve. Oh, yes, we're waiting for Eve. And I know you're not hearing this on somebody in my chat, too. We've been having a nice back and forth if you guys caught it. But we're in an Adam and Eve pattern. And I'm absolutely thrilled that somebody knows what I'm talking about. We've been able to have a nice back and forth. Holly, so if you guys see Holly in there, I want to talk to her. Very bright. So, but we are in an Adam and Eve pattern, and it absolutely signifies perfectly for what I'm looking at. We're in a bear pennant on this bottom part, but in an apple and Eve pattern. I'm going to show you exactly why it's perfect. And I don't even know if any of you have heard of the Adam and Eve pattern. What the fuck is this crap? So basically, when I say I'm waiting for Eve, I'm waiting for Eve. So you got Adam, right? And then we fall off the map. We get a small, about 50% bounce like we did right now. And then Eve comes in and it looks steady. And then we get a nice candle down and she protrudes. So if we're at the $46 level, the second part of this would be at $47. So if Bitcoin was at 42.9, anywhere under 44,000 would be in play. So we have the 42,009, and then somewhere in the 43,000 level would be Eve. And then we would round up, get to the top, and then we would just fall the fuck off. Or Eve doesn't decide to show up, and that candle brings us all the way down on XRP to around 70 cents. It's that simple. It can be two different ways, this Adam and Eve pattern. That's the beauty of this pattern, ladies and gentlemen. This son of a bitch. But these are, and I had to go on Dogecoin on there because all the charts were freezing earlier, which is funny. So, but you can look at different versions of the Adam and Eve pattern. They're mainly bearish, very bearish. And not always, only 50% of the time do you have that bounce off and the rounding up. But it never actually makes it back to the top where the pattern initially dropped from. Like it can, but the odds of this pattern breaking up without a further consolidation, it's not, I mean, you don't want to be in this part of the pattern. But if you get a double bottom, you can certainly bounce off of it, but that's what I'm saying. We're waiting for Eve. I'm waiting for Eve. So, and then go over here into the swing trading spots. We had the drop. The second swing trade would be to the downside. So you have a swing off support, then you have a short off number 2. And it comes down though, so now what? We're going to make our way back up in an Adam and Eve pattern to try to retest 50,000. We'll likely come short, but we've got to round down. We went up to 47. And you see, we've got, so this would be Adam. And now we're going to meet Eve when we start coming back up, and I'm going to try to make it as transparent as possible. Go back to this one. So we come down, we come around right in the middle point while we're still in the middle consolidation on those two candles right before we're about to switch. So now we're going to go into the 4 hour and see what we're looking at. 3 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. Right? So we come all the way down. Let's delete all this FUD. So one could say, let's go down to the 45. This could be Adam. Right? And then we get this meat candle right here is where Eve would have took in. And now we're waiting for that dump candle for Eve, which could bring us to about, that's what I'm looking at right there. I'm looking for a dump candle to about 44,000. And then you would start to trade like this. Not like that. That's too high of a rounding of the top. Let me redo this. That's too high. It can't go that high. It's got to round around. If it's going to be an Adam and Eve and we're waiting for Eve, we've got to start rounding around. And then eventually you would get here. Probably not up to something like that. Probably not the 50,000 though. I'm telling you guys, this is an Adam and Eve pattern. I'm starting to give you more of my knowledge on each of these patterns as they're revealed because I think you guys are smarter. So right now we're waiting for Eve. So if Eve drops, we would have something like, you know, kind of like this. You'd round out over time. But she's going to drop down back, not all the way to the level. I would say it's probably going to end up looking something like this by the time it's over. And then, so I would say we might have something like this taking place here. So I would look, I'm going to look at 44,000 around 44,000 as the area that Eve could potentially jump off and show herself and reveal this pattern 100%. So that's what I'm looking at, and then I would look at a full-on collapse after we get rejected by 49 if this is the pattern we're in. But for transparency in an Adam and Eve pattern, you don't have to round back up. If there's no bottom here, you would simply do one of these and fall right through the exact length that you came down the initial step. So basically, the force that would have been used to do that continues the downward spiral. It's that simple, and eventually it's going to meet somewhere, but could it be right there? At that 32,000, I'm thinking so. But that's when we get caught in the typhoon. Once we come down here, there's no getting out of it. Right now, we can still kind of swing around and hope for a last-ditch effort. But once you get into the tornado, you're fucked. And then you continue downward because you just don't have enough strength to go. You can have a fake bounce, but you just don't have enough. XRP, what does the Adam and Eve pattern say? Well, we're working on Eve right now is what it says. Although that could technically be Eve. So you could add Adam, comes back up, then you got a little dump from Eve, pulls back up, and then is this where it's going to be around? I don't know, it kind of honestly symbolizes to me that we haven't had a major candle drop yet. Because we would have a big candle drop, and we would still be coming down on Eve, but then it widens the horizon. So, this might be a little bit easier for you guys to see as well. So, that's exactly what we're looking at. Something like we came down. Oh, that's the falling wedge could lead to a possible inverted head and shoulders, which is true. Okay, that was completely irrelevant. I thought that was going to be something more like we want. That's just about double bottoms. So, but yeah, this is what I'm seeing. And it's a double bottom. It's just it's a wider base on the bottom is the only difference. Is you have the rounding of the bottom. So we're gonna see what happens here because very well could be, because if that's the case, I mean, we would be absolutely going up, but we probably wouldn't make new highs anytime soon. So, but it's interesting. You can see it right here. Everybody's starting to see it. This is from 2018, guys. We all know how that ended. The fact we haven't been to these levels since, well, around that time tells you all you need to know. So that's what I'm seeing in the pattern. Let me know in the comments if you think that's what's going on. And let me know, do you think we're still going to have to come down one more level, or do you think XRP's already established that in the Adam and Eve pattern, if that's what we're in, by having that slight drop with this second candle right here? Do you think this is already the starting of the rounding of the top, or do you think we're going to have a downward candle again? That's what we're going to have to decide. It's using the $9 as a support resistance line. It's hugging it. So, let's see what happens. I would be very, very aware of this pattern. The volume is atrocious. There is no volume. XRP's volume has died. 1.5 million, 113,000 for this 45 minute, which is, we can't tell yet. But 1.5 million, 2.2, 3. Look how much the volume's coming down. 22. Trying to tell me the volume in that 45 minute period was 22. I find that hard to believe. So, that's what I'm seeing. And also, guys, this rounding, that's the other thing. Quick point here, this rounding right here could simply maybe be here, because it could technically say it started rounding way down there. So that could be the hook. I mean, that's the problem. This pattern is so bearish, by the way. And if there is no bottom at the double bottom, this will go straight through to 70 cents. I guarantee it. The 70, 75 cent area. I guarantee it. It has to. If this doesn't hold, you will be south of 80 cents. Guaranteed. because you will literally, we're going to have to do another equal move, in my opinion. This isn't done by a long stretch. We're just getting warmed up. It's a matter of, can we get some kind of bounce with a form of a double bottom? So I hope you paid attention, because this is a breaking news alert. Make sure to join my Dogecoin and you, or click on subscribe to my Swing Traders Anonymous. Be grateful that I'm putting out this content, even though I was suspended for 7 days. We're only about 4 subscribers shy of 600 on this station already. It's only been 26 days, so I am in shock. So if you could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, go over to my Dogecoin and you. We're getting close to 200 subscribers, and we're only on day 3. So if you're interested in Dogecoin or the breaking news that's going on, go check that out. And also subscribe to my Twitter or follow it. All those are in the video description below. And make sure to like this, subscribe if you're new. And also, share this far and wide and turn that bell notification to all. Everybody deserves and needs to hear this information.